Okay, so in the previous definition, we tried fetching the value of the radio buttons, right? So in this video, what we are going to do is we are actually going to find out whether the male option was selected or the female option was selected. So as far as the HTML section is concerned, it is going to remain the same. Two radio buttons with the same name but different values, right? And for clarity, I'm going to put in a break tag here so that they both go on the next line. All right. So back to our function. We do not, as far as this definition is concerned, we do not need any variables. So how do we fetch whether a particular radio button is selected? So here we are talking about the checked property. Now, checked property returns a true if that option was checked by the user or selected by the user, and it returns a false otherwise. So what we are going to do is I'm going to put in an if condition, that's the decision making condition, and I'm going to put in the form hierarchy. Now, if you remember in the previous one, I told you we have to access the radio buttons using the array concept. So RD is the name of the radio button, and I'm talking about the first radio button. So I want to see whether the first one is selected by the user or not. So the property is checked. Now you can go ahead and write in, double equals to true. That's the Boolean value. But anyways, if you know how to write in the if conditions, you can omit this part, because if this condition is anyways true, it is going to go ahead and print, right? That's what we want as an output. Okay, I cannot go ahead and use in the else part. You know why? Because there is no guarantee that the user would have selected the other option if the first option was not selected. So I'll shortly come to how we can resolve that situation. So that is the hello madam, and let us go ahead and try. Save your file. And I'm going to try and select the mail option, and it should show hello sir. So I'm getting the output. Great. So what about female option? Yes, I'm getting hello madam. All right. But let me try a situation where I have not selected any of the options. So when I click, nothing comes. I don't want to have this kind of an option. So what would I do is in the radio button, I'm going to make sure that one of the radio button is shown as selected by default. So the property is the checked property. You put it in one of the radio buttons, and that will always ensure that I cannot deselect. Now you can see the mail option is selected, so I cannot deselect an option unless I select the other option. So at any time, one of the two options should be selected. So now I would get this. Now when you have a situation where either this or that, provided you have written the checked property, then there is no need to go ahead and write in the conditions twice. You can use the if else structure. So this is a perfect fit in the current situation. Let me show you. Finally, so mail option comes selected by default. So that's hello sir for you. And when I select the female option and click, there's hello madam. That's all for this video.